Hi everyone, Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 streaming studio. Hope everyone's having a nice Wednesday morning. Another cold morning, not quite as cold as it's been the last few mornings, but we are finally watching for warmer weather to return to the area as we head into the day today. That's going to continue for the next several days, but there is another blast of some colder Arctic air that is expected to arrive as we head into the upcoming weekend. So, again, the warmer temperatures aren't going to last too long, but, again, they will at least hang around for a few days for us, which will be awfully nice. So, again, jumping into the forecast again, starting as always with a look at our Lincoln Weather Almanac numbers for the day yesterday. Just 25 degrees for your high temperature. Again, it's 10 degrees below where we should be. 9 was the low. Again, that's about 5 degrees below where we should be. And, again, still waiting for any additional snowfall. Still, again, one of the least snowiest winters that we've had on record here in Lincoln and across the surrounding area. Just 1 inch of snow so far this season. Again, for some perspective, context, again, from October 1st through today's date, January 15th, that's the second lowest amount of snow that we've ever seen, and those snowfall records go back to 1897. So that's 128 years. And again, this is the second least snowiest that we've had on record. And really, we're going to talk about in just a second, no additional chances for snowfall in the forecast as we head over the course of the next week to 10 days. So it's unfortunate, again, especially for those snow lovers out there. So looking at your weather headlines, again, I mentioned a couple of them already, but warming up today, and then it's going to last through Friday. But we are watching another round of Arctic air that's going to settle into the region as we head this weekend. That's going to spill into early next week as well. And then still looking for those snow chances. We have one very small chance, I think, on Saturday. But again, that would maybe amount to a few flurries or a passing light snow shower and really nothing meaningful in the way of any snowfall accumulations. Low temperatures this morning, again, a few degrees better than where we've been the last couple mornings. Still some single digits for areas like Tacoma and Omaha along the river. 12 in Nebraska City, Falls City, 13 here at the Lincoln Airport, 16 at the Grand Island Airport, 12 in North Platte this morning. So again, not terrible, pretty close to normal for most areas for mid-January. On the Tempest weather stations across the Lincoln Metro, those temperatures early this morning, low temperatures generally into the lower to middle teens, right around 15 degrees, give or take a few degrees. A little bit colder there on the edge of town, both on the east and on the west side. A few degrees colder than that 15-degree number. Right now, though, again, you can kind of see variable cloudiness across the state. Some beautiful blue sky in areas like O'Neill and North Platte, but dealing with some clouds right now in Lincoln as well as in Grand Island. And we'll see the visible satellite imagery in just a second. Again, you're either right now kind of overcast and cloudy, or you've got blue sky and sunshine. And again, there's not a whole lot of cloud cover, but there is some drifting across the state. Right now in the capital city, again, still cold, but not terrible. 20 degrees right now at the airport, 18 at the studio. Light southwest wind at around 10 miles an hour does make it feel like 9 degrees. Temperatures on the Tempest weather stations here in town are in the upper teens to right around 20 degrees. Temperatures across the state generally in that same area in the upper teens to low 20s. Right now, warm spot, around 22 degrees in Albion as well as Holdridge and Sydney. Colder spot right now, 17 in Valentine as well as Wayne, 14 in Tacoma, 15 in Falls City, 16 in Nebraska City. So again, not bad. Certainly warmer than we've been the past few mornings, and again, should be warmer as we head into this afternoon. Winds generally light, generally out of the west, southwest at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Factor in that wind chills are in the single digits and teens for most areas as we start our Wednesday. Satellite radar picture is quiet. Again, we can see there's a few clouds out there. If you look at the visible satellite imagery, we can see some of that cloud cover kind of drifting across the eastern and southeastern sections of the state. If we put it into motion here, again, you can see a little bit of that cloud cover again there in the southeastern corner of the state, but otherwise still a lot of sunshine as we start our day. Still a pretty deep snowpack there across parts of north central and northeastern Kansas. I think we should erode a good chunk of that snowpack over the course of the next 2 to 3 days as we should see some fairly warm weather that should allow for us to melt some of that snow. We zoom out and look at a regional view. Not a whole lot to talk about. Things are pretty quiet across much of the Midwest. Zoom out and look at a national view. Again, things are pretty quiet. There's some showers down in the Gulf along the Gulf Coast. And really, that's just about it in terms of any major weather that's happening right now. Have some snow, some lake effect snow, areas in the Great Lakes. But other than that, again, things are pretty quiet. And again, that's reflected in our weather alerts. Again, we have some extreme cold warning in parts of West Virginia. There's a few winter weather advisory headlines there, parts of western New York. There's some high wind alerts in Montana. There's some air stagnation alerts across parts of Oregon and Idaho. Have some frost and freeze advisories across parts of California, and again, still dealing with red flag warnings and critical fire conditions there across parts of Southern California. Here at home, again, there's nothing for us to really worry about today or over the next several days. So if you check out Skycast through the day on your Wednesday, I think we see mostly sunny skies by this afternoon. Clouds will roll back in, though, as we head late afternoon into the evening time frame. Should stay dry, though, as we head through the day on your Wednesday. Into Thursday, should be looking at mostly clear skies into Thursday morning. By the afternoon, mostly sunny skies across the state. Should be a pretty nice day. I think Thursday will be by far and away our nicest day over the course of the next week when we combine the sunshine with the warmer weather. And then Thursday into Friday, cold front begins to sweep through the area, and I think that front will barrel through the state as we head through Thursday morning into the early afternoon. In Lincoln, we're thinking maybe around the noon time frame is when that front moves through. As it does, winds will pick up and become breezy out of the north and west, gusting up to around 30 miles an hour at times. Clouds also roll back in, but it does look like a dry front. Not expecting much in the way of any moisture to come with that front. So again, not expecting any rain or snow. But again, that will be the beginning of seeing much colder conditions return to the area. But still, one thing we're waiting to return to the area is the moisture. This is the 7-day precipitation potential. Takes us January 15th through January 22nd. You can just see the big hole right there across the middle part of the country, including here in Nebraska, much of South Dakota, North Dakota, much of Iowa, much of Kansas. Some moisture expected across the high plains and the Front Range as we head over the course of the next week, and then some decent moisture expected down across the southeast as we head over the course of the next week, as they could see a pair of systems move through the area that could bring in a lot of rain or a lot of snow as well. But again, really nothing meaningful here for the 10-11 coverage area, and that includes snow. Again, this is the European model. Has some snow along the Front Range in Colorado and Wyoming over the course of the next week. It really has nothing for the 10-11 coverage area, and the American GFS model, it has even less. So again, snow chances, we're still looking. If you want snow, again, we're still looking, we're still waiting, we're still wondering if we're going to ever add on to that 1 inch of snowfall that we've officially seen at the Lincoln Airport. In terms of temperatures, should be, again, warmer today. Still, it's going to be chilly in the southeastern corner of the state. Highs only reaching the low 30s for areas like Falls City, Nebraska City, Beatrice. Upper 30s here in Lincoln. And then I think a good chunk of the coverage area seeing temperatures into the 40s, and I think some parts of southwestern Nebraska could flirt with 50 degrees by later this afternoon. Areas like McCook, Imperial, North Platte, again, into the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. Lows tonight stay mild, well above average. Again, we should be in the mid-upper 20s to even near 30 degrees for a low into Thursday morning. And then I think Thursday's the warmest day we see over the course of the next week. I think, again, southwestern Nebraska is going to be the warmest. And again, you could see areas like Imperial and McCook maybe flirt with 60 degrees on Thursday. Otherwise, here in Lincoln, we're looking at upper 40s to right around 50 degrees for the day on Thursday. So again, should be fairly mild. And again, any lingering snow that we have on the ground out there, again, should get a lot of melting done not only today, but on Thursday and then into the day on Friday. That front moves through into the late morning, early afternoon for us, I think, in Lincoln and southern Nebraska. But I think we still managed to see temperatures warm into the mid to upper 40s for the southern half of the state. It will be cooler, though, for the northern and western sections of the state, with temperatures ranging from the mid 30s to the low to mid 40s. And then things just get cold from there. High temperatures on Saturday are going to be in the mid-teens to low to mid-20s. It's going to feel even colder than that, though, when we factor in the wind. And then Sunday, we see high temperatures only in the single digits to lower to middle teens. And again, likely feeling even colder than that. So some brutally cold conditions expected as we head Saturday into Sunday and then into Monday as well. You check out the 7-day forecast for Lincoln. You can see the mild weather for the next several days, turning colder on Saturday and then bitterly cold Sunday, Monday, and then into Tuesday morning as well. We'll see lows, I think, Monday morning below zero, and then also maybe a degree or two below zero on Tuesday morning as well. By Tuesday afternoon is when we finally see temperatures begin to moderate a little bit. Still cold, with highs only in the mid-20s on Tuesday, but again, trending back warmer past Tuesday towards the middle part of the work week next week. Any chances for moisture, again, you can see are pretty scarce over the next 7 days. Through in a 20 on Saturday, 20% for maybe a few light snow showers or a passing flurry, but otherwise I think we stay generally dry as we head over the course of the next week. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state looks like this. You can see again mild for today and over the next several days, turning cold for the weekend into early next week. Again, I think Monday is kind of when we bottom out, start to warm things back up on Tuesday, still only in the 20s. 20s, though, but then getting back to a little bit more seasonal weather Wednesday and Thursday of next week, slightly above average temperatures by Friday of next week as well. As far as precipitation chances, again, there is a few kind of here and there, but again, it's pretty scarce over the next week to 10 days in terms of any chances for any moisture across the state. So we'll continue to watch, see if that pattern begins to change at all. 8 to 14-day temperature outlooks. This almost takes us through the end of January. This takes us from January 22nd through January 28th. And again, the odds continue to favor below normal temperatures during that time frame. Does favor above average precipitation for kind of the western 2/3 of the state. Equal chances for both above or below average precipitation across the eastern sections of the state. So again, we're going to have to kind of wait and see what that means with the way things have been so far this winter. I'm not optimistic, but again, it's got to change eventually. I have to see some moisture return to the area eventually, and hopefully it comes maybe late January. Again, on average, February is still our snowiest month of the year here in the capital city, so there is still plenty of time for us to see a decent amount of snow. Again, the snowiest February that we've ever seen here in the capital city had 26 inches of snow. Again, in 2019, just a few years ago, we had 23 inches of snow. So again, still plenty of time to add on to our snowfall totals, but again, certainly feels like we're getting a little bit robbed so far this winter. So we'll continue to watch the forecast, continue to update you as things change. So make sure you keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online for all of the latest. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching again another forecast here from the streaming desk. Again, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online for all of the latest forecast details. And until next time, hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.